Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Here's what's on the bench today. We have a Mexican Strat from 2003 and she's in some pretty rough condition, so I'm going to need some help getting this one all set up today. So thanks for being here. Let's get started. Here we go. Okay, so today we're looking at a Made in Mexico MZ3 Made in Mexico Strat, and it's got the maple board, but it is really grimy, and these frets are in rough condition, and so we gotta shine this baby up. Three single coils. You can see tons of dirt on this one, and it's the gray color. What would that be, like a gunstock gray? It's got some different smudges and pretty rough shape. So my job today is to shine this thing up and then put new strings on it and get it to play well. So it's going to be challenging. Let's see here. I think the first thing that I want to do is let's just throw our cable into it and let's test on the electronics a little bit. We're off to a good start because the electronics are working. Spray some electronic spray cleaner in here just to give us a good starting spot. And the output jack seems nice and tight. Volume, tone. So this is the tone for this position. And this is the tone for the middle position. Yeah, so pretty cool. All right. Let's go ahead and let's pull the strings off of it, and we'll start the whole cleaning process. Got my Ernie Ball Power Peg Pro string winder here. When you hit the top button on the switch, it loosens the strings, and the bottom part of the switch is what tightens the strings. Most guitars, 99% of them, it happens this way. Unless somebody's got it strung up there backwards. And it holds its charge really good. I've had this one for a long time. You can see even the sticker on the bottom is wearing off. It's never gone dead on me. It's a really good product. Out of Ernie Ball. So just purchased this guitar last week from a customer of mine that has been coming and going and supporting my store for probably 6 or 8 years now. So he's an old regular. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull this back plate off. Let me grab a screwdriver. Yeah, so an old customer sold me this thing, and his band used to be called, they might still be around, but they were called Caution. And so they would get the yellow Caution tape that you put around construction sites and stuff, and so every gig they would have Caution tape all around and all over everything. So, I mean, not a bad band name. It's kind of cool. Okay, so you can see that the color of the guitar is some sort of a, I'm going to call it gunstock gray. Don't know what the official name for it honestly is. You guys could leave me a comment and let me know what color this is. Okay. And so this neck does need some intensive cleaning. So I'm going to start right off the bat. And I'm going to pull the neck off of this guitar. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoy these long form videos. I could probably condense this video and make it a 10-minute video, but there's a good chance this is going to have a good half an hour of content in there. So we're looking at our back of our neck here. You can see it's got a lot of dirt and stuff on it. But Mexico 003, again, I think it's a 2003 by the serial number there. Fender branded tuners, they seem to be in good shape. Got little dents right here on the back. Back of the neck, is that a little dent? Maybe a little tiny bit. Couple little dents and dings on the back. Sometimes you can take your soldering iron, and maybe I'll do that on here, but you can put a wet rag over it and then lay a hot soldering iron on it, and it'll kind of swell the wood up and bring little dents like that out. Yeah, this thing, wow, this got some dirt on it. Some guys take care of their instruments a little more than other guys. Mexican Strats hold their value pretty good, but I am seeing that prices are coming down a little tiny bit. I think that you can get a new Made in Mexico Strat at Guitar Center nowadays for the $550 price point. Okay, there we go. We got pretty much just the top layer of dirt off of here. Okay. Something is sort of scratched right there, unfortunately. He really was on that fret right there a lot. Fret ends feel nice on it though. I think what we got to do though is some crowning and some leveling here. We got little dents and divots on the first couple of strings right here. So let me see what I can do about that. so I used some of this McGuire's buffing compound just to shine those frets up really good. And you guys noticed I didn't mask the whole neck off. I just cleaned it up really good after putting it through the buffing wheel there. And overall, I think it turned out okay. You know, you won't really know until you start playing on it. It does have a little scratch right here. It's kind of the clear gloss finish on here is kind of pretty bad on here, 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 and then of course down here. But it, you know, it's got that little relic to look to it already. I think the frets overall turned out pretty good. But again, a lot of this stuff we won't know until we play it on how good it is. So I put my straight edge on here. So far it feels pretty good. The neck was nice and straight. So I'm not really feeling any high spots on it. So we should be good. Let me go ahead and I'm going to put it back on the body and continue on cleaning. So here we go. Let's reinstall this. And I suppose while I'm here, I could probably shim the neck because most guitars get shimmed anyhow. And, you know, some guys use a business card, but I've heard rumors that the business card, it'll eventually kind of collapse. McKnight, right? We all know Phil McKnight. He told me to use sandpaper because the chance of it collapsing is a little bit less. So I'm going to lay a little sandpaper shim down in there, and I'm going to reinstall this neck. Get my scissors out of the way. You know what? Let me hit this with the buffer real quick. There we go. There we go. Tons of guitar polish on a rag. This pickguard had a lot of dirt. I imagine that there's some of you guys that probably want to see what's under the hood here. Okay, let's do that. Let me pull the pickguard off. We'll see what's going on underneath here. Okay, let's see what's under the hood. Let's lift this up. There we go. Okay. So yeah, everything looks good under here. I don't see any cheap China parts. The tube magnet is what they put in most of the made in Mexico stuff. You've got the good size pots. Nice 5-way switch. While I'm in here, we can take a little electronic spray cleaner and we can hit this. Just to get any possible scratchiness of those pots out of there. And once you get that stuff in there, it's good to spin them a couple of times. And it does have the Mexico ticket down here, or the sticker. And again, on the Made in Mexico stuff, you've got 3 of these little dents right here, or these little holes, and that is part of the CNC machine that holds the wood in place. It's got something to do. A US Strat will only have 1 of these little holes here, but yeah, Mexico stuff, you have 3 of them. So no question about it, this neck and this body belong together straight from the factory, and there's no question that it's a Squire that somebody put a Mexican neck on or anything like that, even though they don't fit very good if you did try to do that. It is definitely straight out of the factory this way. So I feel confident in putting this back down and reinstalling it. Okay, so I have sat here and I have shined this thing up for 10 or 15 minutes now. And I've got it looking pretty good. There's some scuffs on the pick guard. I got some of this off of here that was on here. It does have a nice little chip right there. Not too bad. But I'm ready for string, so let's go ahead and roll that string jingle. Today's string choice. Today's string choice. Ernie Ball Primo Slinky. What's the deal with these? Well, these are a 9.5 through a 44, so a little heavier than Super Slinkies, but a little bit lighter than regular Slinkies. And it matches the guitar nicely, so here we go. We're going to throw some Primos on here. Again, just a little bit heavier than a Super Slinky, which is a 9 through 42. And a little bit lighter than regular Slinkies, which is a 10 through 46. Our A string is a 34 gauge. Just clipping the ends right off. Our D string is a 24 gauge. That's what the is, right? That's board. Okay, before I tune this thing up, let's take a look and see what's in my guitar vault. Alright, here's what's in the guitar vault. And we're looking at another Mexican Strat, but this is in beautiful condition. Made in Mexico, Player Series Strat. Flip it over for me. Let's take a look at the serial number on this thing so we can see. An MX2, I'm going to say that's a 2022 Player Series. Beautiful condition guitar. This one is for sale, so you guys know you can call me about any of these guitars that you see on my channel, and feel free to call and ask questions or anything like that. You guys got my number. And let's get back and tune that other one. Okay, so I got my Snark headstock tuner on here. We're just going to put this thing in standard tuning. Oh, and last night I went and saw a really cool concert. So most of the profits from this store, I mean, it always goes to me going and seeing concerts. I'm on a real concert kick lately. But let me just show you a couple of things real quick. I went and saw REO Speedwagon last night. So I don't know, hopefully that won't get me demonetized, but let me turn it down. Yeah, but, okay, volume. Yeah, so I went and saw REO Speedwagon last night. They've been a band since 1972. Dave Amato, you might be able to see right there, he's playing a 12-string guitar. This guy is like the Joe Bonamassa of wanting old vintage guitars. I think he was playing a 59 or a 1960 Les Paul. He had an old, looked like maybe a 62 SG with him last night. He's a great player, and there he is on some sort of a double neck guitar. But REO Speedwagon is still a great band. I don't care what you guys say. They're a great band. There he is playing an old Les Paul. Him and the drummer have been in the band for 35 years now. And their keyboard player they just recently got from Rick Springfield. And their bass player was in Elton John's band for like the last 12 years. REO's old bass player, Bruce, is no longer in the band. And last night at the concert, because I have the blonde hair, I look very similar to Bruce, and 3 people shook my hand and said, "Hey, you look like Bruce. Are you Bruce?" And I'm like, "No, I am not." And one guy's like, "Well, can I take a selfie with you and just to pretend that you were Bruce?" And I was like, "No." So, yeah, I went and saw REO Speedwagon last night. Super fun band. They're still rocking. Kevin Cronin is 73 years old. So again, I don't know if you guys can see this. You probably can't. But if you get a chance to go see an old band, you got to go do it, because this guy's 73 years old now. There they are doing Riding the Storm Out. And honestly, one of the very first concerts I ever went to, it was REO Speedwagon at the Coliseum in Columbus, Ohio. I think it was 1976. REO was doing that live album. Riding the Storm Out was their hit song. And the Rockets opened up for REO Speedwagon. Yeah, so cool song. They had some good tunes. It was a fun show last night. REO Speedwagon. I keep saying it on my channel. Guys, if you get a chance to go see some of them old bands, you gotta go do it, because they're not going to be around very long. And it's really creating a good memory. I think it was a month or so back I went and saw Stryper. Oh no, 2 or 3 weeks ago I went and saw Night Ranger. I just go to all the casinos. Luckily in Arizona there's a lot of casinos right out of town. Went and saw Night Ranger a couple weeks ago. Went and saw Winger last month. And went and saw Stryper a couple of, late October. And unfortunately for Stryper, they played as a 3-piece because Oz Fox is going through some medical difficulties. And that's what I'm saying, man. You got to go see these guys while they're still young enough to be doing it. I am 62 years old, and these are the bands that I grew up with. That High Infidelity album from REO Speedwagon had all the hit songs. And they're not like the heavy metal Metallica rockers that are around these days, but it was still fun. And again, I'm piling up the memories while I have a chance to go see these bands. And thanks to all these casinos, they all have venues and they bring these bands in. So a lot of fun. REO Speedwagon last night. And so most likely you guys buy a guitar from me. I'm just going to use the money for concert tickets. I already bought my tickets for Styx. Styx at the Celebrity Theater in Phoenix. They're doing 2 nights. I got tickets for it's on a Wednesday and a Thursday, February 26th and 27th. I got them for Thursday night, and gotta go see Styx. Styx was one of the first bands I ever saw in my life. So there you guys go. This is a Mexican Strat. Everybody says, hey man, you gotta play it a little bit. See what they sound like. Let me see what I can come up with here. You guys know I'm not much of a player. In the one band I'm in, I'm the bass player. Let's see what happens. Hey, you know, it's got nice action. Not too bad, guys. There it is. A Mexican Strat from 2003. It's going up on the wall. I'm going to try to sell this thing now. It does have a case with it. Let's take a look at that real quick. It came with the case. Nice case. Let's see what happens here. Fits in there really good. It's got the old thing there. Okay, it's got an arm. It's not the right arm. I bet I have an arm somewhere. Yeah, I gotta look for the tremolo arm. Probably have one somewhere. But here it is, guys. And again, thanks for watching. I feel like I'm really blabbing a lot on this video. Sorry about that. We'll just go ahead and see you in the next video. Thanks again. Have a great day. Go buy a guitar. Hey guys, if you like that video and want to see another restring video, click up here. If you want to see me interviewing a guy about their guitar, go ahead and click up here.